friends, happy weekend. I'm going to be reviewing for you today, showing you my swatch and showing you the inside of these beautiful Artfinity sketch marker boxes, including showing you one picture I already colored entirely in one of the sets, and then we're going to test the markers on some different papers and color on camera. So please join in. You're going to love these markers. And I'm going to cut over to my review because I had to do that on a different table, and we'll cut right back. Okay, I just wanted to show you these two box sets, how they stack. I couldn't get all this in my camera and how big they are. They're beautiful black cases, as you can see. Set B is red, set A has purple. They're very heavy. And you flip the top open like this. Comes all the way down, and of course each one comes with its own color code. Swatch sheet. Now I'm going to show you shortly the one I swatched all of in my book. I'll show you all the colors and why I do that instead of using these cards. And so you can see here all these amazing colors. You'll be able to see a little bit more of one in my other camera. And this is set B. So the set that I swatched was A. And holy smokes, there are so many grays and skin tones. This one looks like more like mid-tones and brights. Have not swatched this one yet. Again, these are the Artfinity sketch markers. Let's go down. Set A. Someone's coming to my door. Oh, it's a UPS guy coming to the door. Set A is the one that I swatched. You can tell I put them in order. So basically when I swatch, I take everything out and I put them in groups by color on a giant table, and then I start grabbing like just the reds. I'll swatch in my swatch book all the reds, put the names and numbers, set them aside, and when I put them back in the case, I try to keep them together because they're all mixed matched like you saw in the last one. So I have here all these neutrals and skin tones, all these blues going into all the purples, purples and pinks and reds, oranges, yellows, and then into the greens. And look at all these grays. There are so many different grays. There's tons of warm grays, tons of cool grays, then there's neutral grays, and then there's like yellow gray, green gray, pink gray. So that's the best I could do. And then what I didn't notice a lot of were browns. You'll see when I show you my swatch book, 2, 3, 4. These actually were gray. There was only like 5 browns really, and I love my earth tone, so I'm thinking there's gonna be more in this box. But tons of blues in this one, tons of skin tones and tons of grays. And wait until you see the swatch because some of them are the most beautiful colors ever. I like the cases. I put a little coffee on there earlier. I don't know if I'll move them. See how these aren't color coordinated at all. But here you see, there's a brown, there's a few browns, but I'm not seeing a ton of browns. So when I swatch this, I'll know better. It took me like 2 hours to swatch them. So I will know that better, but definitely, I mean, we have 300 total, 300 markers. So you got to find something you're looking for in here. And so I'm just going to close that, show you how easy they kind of snap close magnetically. You can stack them. I always recommend keeping my alcohol markers, especially the expensive artist ones like these, on their sides. So you see now how it's standing up. I would probably have it on its side when I store it because you want your markers to be laying down so the ink kind of distributes. If you have them on your alcohol markers standing up in their cases for long periods of time, like a month or a couple months, the ink's all going to settle at the bottom of one end. And whichever end is, let's say it's the chisel nip, like this has the brush and the chisel nip. Let's say you have it standing where the chisel nip was up. Eventually you go to use it, you won't be able to get hardly any ink out of here. It'll be kind of stuck all down here and it gets kind of thick. So you want to keep them on their side so the ink can disperse each way. And every now and again I'll flip it over, I flip the box over, just finagle them. So if you have any alcohol markers that you have standing up, go lay them on their sides, trust me. Good rule of practice. All right, let's get back to the rest of the video. Okay, so you've seen my intro video on these gorgeous markers. This is the set I organized, I colored a picture with, and I'm going to pick some colors, and we are going to do some coloring of our own on a Hannah Lynn Patreon. But aren't they so beautiful? I can't really get it in my camera, but I wanted to say these markers are a little bit above the quality of an Ohuhu and just under the quality of a Copic. So I'd say if you love Ohuhus, always wanted Copics, can't quite afford the Copics, this would be a good start. Here's one that I already colored today, 100% all with set A, which is the one that I swatched. This is a Daria Kirkersoy Patreon picture. And I want, this is a Copic marker paper, just so you know, this particular paper. So of course it bleeds because it's alcohol based, but it's got a little more porous. It's the A4 size. And so I cut it. And so for the sides here, I used 2 different darker greens and then a lighter green for kind of that murky water look. You can see I did down here. And I wanted to test where they would bleed or how much spillover they went. So when I did her hair, I did 4 different colors, dark and 3 different shades of pink. And I did in a couple spots bleed over onto the hair, onto the paper, from the hair to the paper, like the ocean part. Because it's a chisel nib or brush marker, and we'll look at them more closely, some of the really narrow areas like the band for her necklace was a little tricky, but overall, I'm pleased. I haven't finished her makeup yet or anything, so I want to be able to show this in my What I Colored video for Mer Month. But I want you to see this is what a full picture can do with these markers, and then we're going to do some more on camera. So first thing I want to show you up close, I'm going to grab one of these. So these markers are, they're the non-roll. You know, they don't roll on the table, like off your table. I just dropped it, but they're not completely round. As you can see, they're kind of that oval shape. So they'll stay, and they're long. They're not overly light because there's a good amount of ink in them. They feel good and natural. They do have names and numbers, but it's not any kind of number system you can really follow, so don't bother. So if you were to buy this set or both sets, what I did, I've only done it for set A so far, is I swatched them all by color category, you know, purples, oranges, reds, blah, 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 put them back in that order, because when you first get them, they're going to be not in any order whatsoever. And I like to keep my markers stored by color. So if I'm looking at my swatch guide and I see this blue, I can go right for the blues. If you have all your colors mixed up, but they're number based, and they're not like 1 through 100 or 50, you know, they're strange numbers, you have to really be searching for your eye to catch it. So I'm going to show you how I do my swatch. Now you do get each set has a swatch card, which you've seen, but I keep this just genuine notebook for my marker swatches. I've had it for like 2 years. So like you can see, I swatched all my Ohuhu markers, and as they run out eventually and they're done, I cross through them so I don't go looking for them in the set. So I did this with my Ohuhus, all my different Ohuhu sets, my brush set. I have my Ohuhu pastel set. I have all my Master Touch markers swatched, my Winsor Newton markers swatched. You just have to find where the page starts. Winsor Newton loose markers that I have in a bin. So I just keep, because I use so many markers, I don't need to have like a different card set for everything, and they get bendy when you put them in and out of the case. You have trouble finding them, so I just use this basic composition notebook. So I'm going to show you how gorgeous these ones are from this set A, and they're really beautiful colors, very vibrant, and I love the names of some of these. So there's Raspberry Popsicle, Poison, I like that one, Poison, Pale Blackberry, Sweet Dream, Teen Spirit, Rhodamine, Clay Rose, Light Grape, Cotton Candy, Pink, Sea Green, and these gorgeous blues. This Copenhagen blue I love. This is just called Pool, like a blue pool. We do get like the primary, it'll just say primary blue, primary whatever. I love this beautiful fluorescent violet. So you can see I swatched them kind of in order. I tried to do like the yellows, the pinks, the purples. All right, so it started here. Here's a lot of beautiful yellows. Here's all the greens. We got emerald, metal green, green tea, chartreuse, grass green, morning sun. Love these names. Terra, we have one called Granola. Of course, we have Sunburst, Orange Ice. It's one of my favorites is Orange Ice and this light orange. Really pretty. Then we have tons of grays, all different kinds of grays. And this is something else I guess I got on there. But so that way when I'm like, oh, I need a blue for something, let's look at my blues. Which blues are going to work? Okay, I want this one and this one. That's Copenhagen blue and blah, blah, blah blue. And I can just go in and look at my blue section in the bin and grab the ones that are blue. It's easier than searching for the numbers. I like to read names better. Love this beautiful mint blue, cool candy blue. I love this one. Denim, stonewash denim, powder blue. There's Vita, Himalaya, Cloud Blue, Dewdrop. Love these names. Look at all these into the warm grays and some of the browns. There's Eggplant, Manila, Green, Venom. Love that color, Venom. So really fun names. Lychee, Pink Barrel, Pale Cherry Pink. So it took 6 pages to swatch one box, and I only got through the one so far. And here's some more I found that I didn't get to fit onto the original like pinks page, but we got this like this rose salmon, fluorescent, pelican red. I do see enough in here to use as skin tone, some of these for example, but I have to test them out to know what the best combo will be. Here's one called Liberty, which is a light eggshell green. Considering that I did this in a notebook, I feel like these colors are really popping out. So these markers do run 100 and so I bought from the same on Amazon $3.99 for both sets, but you can find them individual sets for like $1.99. And Blick has them as well. They're more expensive, but I just went for the $3.99. I got the double set on Amazon. $300 is the most. You can also get a set of like 48, 72, I think, some smaller numbered ones. And so, but I'm the kind of person, if I know I'm going to love a high quality professional artist marker, then I'm going to have to go all the way. I want all the colors. I should show you the end. So there's a clear picture. So we got the brush end here, the chisel end here. I'll open it for you. You can see these chisel ends. There's the brush end. I do try to be careful. You know, I've jammed the side too many times trying to put my brush end back in, and make sure your lids snap. So, but yeah, I would say I love them. Love doing that picture. I can't wait to try it on my shinier paper. I would say, Ohuhus are my favorite, even though I have all the Copics. I would say these are a little better than Ohuhu. Similar, but a little better quality, and you get so many colors. 300 colors of markers. It's amazing. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pick here some colors to test with you on my Hannah Lynn's Mermaid Patreon page, because I printed this on my Express blending card, which is the dreamiest, silkiest paper for juicy alcohol markers, like the high-end ones. So we're going to do her hair in some gorgeous reds, and I'm going to do that on camera now so you can see, and we'll compare it to the one I did on the Copic paper, which is a little more grainy. So I wanted to do these beautiful colors: Acai, Raspberry Popsicle, Lipstick Red, and Pale Vermilion. So here's the Lipstick Red. All right, I got the colors. So we're going to do Acai is the darkest, then the Raspberry Popsicle, and then the next color in line, we're going to do the Lipstick Red and the Pale Vermilion. And I think that'll do it. I do have an alcohol marker blender we're going to play with. So I'm going to just do some of her hair and show you. I already did that whole picture, so I know how well they work, but this is a different paper. But I have to say that I love these markers. I am just such a marker fan, and you can see how gorgeous the full marker pictures can look. You can get them done faster than with pencil. You can even do pencil over it. I do believe they're worth the cost. If you can only start with one box, start with one. I'm showing you entirely from set A today. But you know, you can buy, like I bought some of my Copics in the past, or I even bought these on Amazon through Affirm. So it's like 6 payments of whatever, you know, it's like super easy to get. It's not like a credit card or anything. So it's, or buy now, pay later, like PayPal you can do. So that's what I treated myself for. So my 50th birthday is coming up. Yay. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take the darkest color, which is that Acai, and I haven't tried any of these. I'm going to do some of her hair up by the roots up here. Ooh. I'm using the chisel nib for a wider space. They're just so vibrant. It's really nice and silky on this paper. Of course. It's okay to leave little spots because we're going to go over with the next color. Just want to get a little bit of that in. Usually I would do my skin tone first, but I have enough experience so I can still fill that in without worrying about it wrecking my picture and undoing all the work I did. Let's go to the lipstick, or no, yeah, the raspberry popsicle. I'm going to start blending over that color and under. We're just kind of start blending these together. And they call this professional artist quality sketch and design markers. And you can, they're refillable inks, kind of like a Copic, refillable up to 3 times. And it's made to be almost translucent for layers of colors if you need it. We're going to go down to the lipstick red now. I always forget to look which end I'm opening. And this is just one easy way. So this one we're going to get a little more orange in it. Or coral, should I say. And I may end up going back over all of it with one of the dark ones. Let's see, I'm just trying to get the first layers on, and then we're going to do the final color. Just going to go up here to her curl, since we're kind of curling upward. Most of Hannah Lynn stuff is pretty easy and basic. I don't love her stuff as much as I do because she makes her faces too huge, and you have to use a lot of skin tone ink, which is an annoyance to me. So just kind of bringing in some of this lighter color up here. And blend in some of this darker up here, lighten it a little. Now, if you don't like, there's too much gradient from those darks, I'm going to take the second to dark color, the raspberry. I'm going to try to bring that down. Pull down some of this darker color. Just like that. Yeah, so it dries fairly quickly, so you can do multiple layers. And then I'm going to get my other last 2 colors again. And keep in mind everything looks a little different when it dries. There we go. Not sure if I'm going to use the alcohol blender. Where is this? This is that peach. This is gorgeous. This is Pale Vermilion. I love this color. It's beautiful. It's like a pinkish orange. And since there's a little dark spot there, I'm going to take that Acai right into this dark area right here. Up here. Now you can, I haven't tried the alcohol blender. Let's just try this, see what happens. I'm going to try to lighten it a little bit up here. So it'll look a little more like mottled hair. Yeah, that works really nicely. Another fave. I love my alcohol marker blenders. Gorgeous. Love it. You can see up close how vibrant that is. Let's do the top of her hair. I do think this picture's a little weird, like this tiny sized tail coming out of her neck. It's a little like she just tossed in that accent to make it a mermaid picture when she's really just like her normal face girl. A tiny weird tail. I just think that's a little odd. I don't think Hannah puts as much effort into her Patreon monthlies anymore, which is surprising because they're always coming out late. But she released one book. It was called Faces or something this last year, but it's the first book in years. I mean, I don't know if she has another day job too or what, but she doesn't put out nearly the rate of some of the other artists like Deborah Muller or RJ Hampton. And when she does do sometimes her Patreons are great. Like she had a birthday one she just released. I like that one. Has a lot of detail in it. And the face isn't overly huge. But I like she put out all those books earlier on, you know, like the goth and the punk and the Women's Girls Around the World. She put all those out, and the Christmas one, the Halloween one, and those have been around for years, but she hasn't done another Christmas or Halloween one in years and years since those originals. And you know, a lot of people are done coloring them by now. They want new Christmas books by Hannah Lynn or new things. A little more creativity. And it's sad because I have all those of her earlier books, which is most of them. And I was a terrible colorist then, so they all look really bad. I'm considering buying some of them in the artist editions on her website with the better paper and starting over like the holiday one, for example. You see how pretty this is? And I'm making it a little more brighter up here. So it's like it's in the sun more. And you know, you don't even need your blender, but you can. Just trying to soften some of this darker stuff here. Pull it down a little. There we go. Beautiful. What else should we do? So you can see some different colors. I can finish the hair off camera, but you want to see some pretty flowers, then let's grab, what would go good with that? Green? Maybe some green flowers. Let's look at our swatch thingamajig. Where are you? So we could do some pretty blues. We need the blue for the water. I'm thinking a pretty green. What do we have here? There's lots of greens. What if we were to do grass green, jade green, and green mint? Let's do that. Green mint. Oh, there's one called Granny Smith. Isn't that cool? Poison Light. Like that one. Grass green. What did I just say? We're going to do grass green, jade green, and green mint. My jade green is here. All right. We could do a touch of yellow, maybe. Well, I think we'll just do the green for now. All right. I was going to do a touch of yellow at the tips, but let's just see if I can zoom in. Can do the flower right here. Looks good. All right. Let's try some green. This is that pretty grass green. I'm just going to do that where the grayscale areas are dark. Right here. We'll do the next lightest, which is the jade green. I can use the brush end, I think. Just to get that blend going. That's pretty. It does look like jade jewelry. The names are pretty spot on for what the colors are for. I have noticed that. Let's do this last green, see how that looks. That's the green mint. I'm gonna do the chisel nip. This paper is definitely working great, just like it does for all of my alcohol markers, I have to admit. It's the Express blending card. I will link that below. It's my absolute favorite. Not the one I use the most often. I think, drink my water. The one I use the most often is my Nina paper, because the Express blending card is a little more pricey, and I like to only use that with my really good markers. The Nina paper you can do everything on. This one is just for markers, this paper. Or brush pens, water-based, doesn't have to be alcohol markers. That's pretty. And keep going back over for more layers. You can touch up anything you want with pencils, don't forget. That looks really nice, and you can get that dark one again, the darkest one, and just go back into these little crooks here and put a little more of that shadow in. Definitely taking layers. Actually, it would look pretty to put a little yellow. Let's just grab a yellow. What do I have here? Oh, that's chartreuse. Let's do the primary yellow. Is that too dark? That might be too dark. Oh, yeah, I'm just grabbing some. Let's do morning sun. All right. Just gonna put a little yellow into one, see how that changes it. Ooh, look at that. Final yellow layer. Makes it kind of stand out a little. You can even do the yellow on just one side if you want. Definitely pick yourself up some of these, even if it's a smaller set. If I can see any, I'll put the exact set I bought, I'll link below, but if they have any of the smaller sets I can find, I'll link that for you guys as well. You could do all of them yellow, but I think just a little yellow touch is good. I think that's pretty. Let's do, you can see how juicy those are. I'll probably still use my Copics on her skin because I'm so well versed on the colors and getting the skin right, all the years of learning from my Copic skin tones. But I do really need to start perfecting good mixes and matches of other skin tones from other markers. And I generally don't do refillable ink. I just buy a brand new one. If my pen dries up, I'll just go on Blick or Amazon and just look for just that color and order just that color. I don't know. I'm kind of weird. I don't know if I like handling all the ink, sticking my fingers in it and everything. Trying to change it out could get a little messy. Let's leave room for that last green here. But yeah, you can see how well these work. I am a marker snob. For years, I only colored with markers until the last 2 years. I forced myself to doing pencil more and more until now I do at least half the month pencil. And I upgraded to really good quality pencils. Give Prismas another shot. Taught myself. Studied. Went to some workshops, and now it's no problem to do pencil. But I never stopped my love of markers. We're gonna put in some yellow, and you know, you don't have like the pencils, you have to work so hard to burnish, or you don't have like the pencil scratchy look of colored pencils sometimes. Adding a little yellow here. pretty? I like it. That's gorgeous. I have no idea what color we can do her tail. Let's just zoom out. You can see the whole, yeah, isn't that pretty? I love them. Love, love, love. What else should we try? We could do, there's not a lot else on here. Well, we could do the flowers in different colors. I want to do some purples for her tail. All right, for her tail, I picked Viola, Mauve, Shadow, and Orchid. So see if I can zoom into her tail a little. You guys can see that. It's not all the way gonna fit, but I can do this part here. All right, I'm gonna take my Viola, which is the darker purple, use the brush nib. I'll go over these dark areas here. See, there's already some grayscale. With mermaid fins, I don't like to go too dark because it will cover all the scales, the scale lines, you know. You can't really see scales, so it just looks like a solid colored tail. It's hard to explain, but... All right, let's do Mauve Shadow. I'm gonna use my chisel nib. Start getting in, blending. It almost looks like a purplish gray, that first one I did, but it is going over the grayscale. These other two colors I picked are fairly light. It's pretty, Mauve Shadow. Look at that. I'll zoom in when I'm done. And we'll do this last one, which is the Orchid. Right in the center. I'm using the brush end for this. Ooh, that's pretty. It's okay if they overlap because that way they won't look like they're too solid color. Look at that. Very pretty. Might want to put in a little more of that Mauve Shadow. I do go over my mermaid scales with a gloss, Spectrum Noir Sparkle Shine gloss pen, so it looks like a shiny, wet, you know, tail. That's how I've been doing a lot of my mermaids. I am going to release my What I Colored in April video this weekend also. I'm so behind. When May came around, I wanted to get right into Mer Month. I didn't have time to finish all the details on my May pictures. And I do have most of my mermaid pictures done too, so I'll do them in two separate videos though. So keep an eye out for that. I did like at least 20 mermaids, I think. And I'm going, see, yeah, you can go back over and you can get a much darker color in with that purple. And you could even use your alcohol blender. Try to blend some of that purple and pink together. All right, that looks good. Let's zoom back out. See, even from the zoom out, look how pretty it looks with all the shadow and everything. We can do this part, and I think I will do the same way, but it won't. There's no grayscale much there. Well, we could go backward. So yeah, so I'm gonna take the violet, the dark, and start dark from the bottom, because you do see some grayscale down here. Except this time you can see the color a little better. And you can do one mermaid strip here at a time. I kind of tend to just jump in and do it all. Fix it as I go. That's as far as I can go because I don't want it to dry just yet. Ah, my lid. I flung you. Okay, we'll go in with the next color. I'll get right in and blend to these edges before they dry. And I love the chisel nibs for bigger spaces, as you can see. And we're gonna blend over on the pink, so don't worry if it's not all filled in. Let's get this pink. Same color on the rest of her tail, just I have not colored any pictures or used any of the markers from the other set yet, because I really like to swatch before I use them. But I'm sure they'll be just as amazing. I can bring some of that pink down. Make it look kind of tie-dye-ish. I want my blender here, I think. See how it left some natural white spots? That's perfect, because that's why I like to come in then with my alcohol blender and kind of extenuate over those white spots. It kind of like brightens it up, like it's faded, like it's been faded in the sun, or if it's something like a piece of clothing, it's been overwashed. I do this on a lot of my ocean backgrounds too. Give it kind of like a washed look. And I'm going to show you at the end real quick how I make the tail shiny. If you want to stick around for about 2 more minutes. It looks nice. Just going to do this last bottom part so we can shine up her whole tail. And you don't even have to go up, down, left, right. You can just kind of swirl it all in. In the end, it looks pretty much the same. And you want it to overlap a little. Let's get that mauve shadow. Blend it in here. A little bit down. Let's make room for this pink. I'm gonna bring that down here. Not too much, because we want some of that white faded stuff there, which is why I went lighter up here. Like it's kind of white and vintage looking. That's how I get my tie-dye effects. It's pretty, and it'll fade a little. And then, is this dry already? It's already dry up there. It's almost all the way dry already. So what we're gonna do next is, this is my Spectrum Noir Sparkle Pen Clear. And it has a thing where you squeeze, you know, then the sparklies come out. Just need something to squeeze it on, get some of the juices rolling. All right, don't want too thick. There we go. I'm gonna start painting right over her, still be a little too much, her tail. Usually I'll come and do this the next day when I do my stickle details and stuff, but I think it's just, these dry fast enough on this card. It's fine. You can just do the scale part, or you can also do the tail part, which I will, I think, because she is a mermaid. Tail's all gonna be kind of sparkly and shiny. Mermaid tail. I can link these below too. I think they have a 3-pack of clear, or they have a 3-pack that has a blackish one, a blue like sky one, and the clear one. I have that one also. To be honest, I mostly have only ever used this one. But the black one's kind of neat for nighttime sky effects in the background on planets and stuff. I'll zoom in a second. You can see how this looks. See how fast I got that done? It was super fast and easy and gorgeous. All right, you can probably see from there how sparkly it is, but let's get up closer. You can see her tail, that sheen, that sparkle. It kind of looks like wet scales. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So I think that's all I need to do on camera. But again, that is the gorgeous Artfinity markers, set A we've been working from. And you can go back to the other video. Well, actually, I can show you up close. Can't fully get it in, but I could try the camera. This is the one that has a couple of cards in here, but you can see all these other colors. We've got a ton more purples, greens, aquas, blues. Beautiful colors in here. I cannot wait to swatch all these and start using them. A lot more oranges, good colors for Halloween, lots of ocean colors. So I might pick some out of here to do my ocean background for this one. But yeah, this is a heavy box, by the way. So thanks everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you love these pens. I would say worth every penny. And here's the one I did on the different paper. I didn't do any sparkles on hers, but I probably will. All right, thanks for watching, you guys. Have a great day.